It's rabbit recapped. Spoilers ahead. Watch out and take care. In the starting of the film, we are shown a couple who had an infant a few days ago, but for some reason, each were very concerned and scared, and they had been breaking all the home windows of their house. The mom of the baby puts her toddler in the swing and goes out for some work, after which we see a very unusual scene. A child monster comes out of the swing, which puts a moderate cut on the child's spine, due to which his blood starts coming out. On the different hand, when the kid's father goes to damage the remaining glass, she is now not able to break it due to the fact a witch comes out of that glass and kills her. When the kid's mother comes back, she is very scared to see that her baby is no longer there. He is additionally dead. His physique was blue, which appeared like he had been lifeless for a long time. Now this witch disappears as soon as she came, which was very tough to understand. Anyway, after a while, we see a couple again who also had a child a whilst ago. The title of the lady in them used to be Rachel. These human beings had come to live in a new place. They were just keeping their baggage that at this time a parcel comes for them. This parcel was sent by way of Rachel's mother, in which there were some boxes and toys, which were of Rachel's sister and her daughter. Rachel's sister was once no one else, however, the equal woman we saw in the beginning, and the entirety took place to her daughter and husband. That is, the witch and the toddler monster killed them. Now we recognize what passed off to them, but why? We will get the answer to this query later in the story. Rachel is now not joyful to see the stuff, thinking that my mom sent historical stuff for my child and the toy of that child who is dead, on which her husband says that what came about to your sister was once an accident, and now it would be higher if we do not make these things a delusion. There was also a book in these things in which some strains had been written in every other language. There were some pics and a tune was once additionally made. Now Rachel did not understand this language, but her husband knew a little. That's why he chants the book and tells that these traces and tunes are lullabies. A lullaby? Now Rachel starts buzzing it, but because of a call, she will become quiet and turns off the book. Now a few days pass like this. Her infant always cries like the rest of the kids and does now not sleep. That's why both have been very worried. Not only worried, but tired, thinking that it is now not effortless to elevate children. Both were taking leave from their work and taking care of their child. Now Rachel used to be a businessman, while her husband used to be an artist. Today her artwork used to be an exhibition of her art. That is, it used to be being displayed. That's why her husband goes to work and Rachel takes care of him alone. She tries to calm him down through making him quiet. However, he does now not sleep. Then when she used to be taking out the bedsheet for him, she receives the identical ebook in which that lullaby was once written. Now as quickly as Rachel hums it, her toddler goes to sleep very comfortably. But simply at this time, we see that there is a crack on a glass of the house, which used to be very strange. When her husband returns from work at night, Rachel tells him that I sang a lullaby to my wife and he slept very comfortably, with which he too turns into very happy. After this, the two of them go to sleep, with whom the baby screen used to be kept, which was once in their child's room, where abruptly a witch comes out of the swing and starts coming to her. Rachel feels that there is any person in the child's room, so she without delay goes to her room, but there is no one there. But the door of the closet used to be open. After checking it, there is nothing in it. When Rachel appears at the child's screen, she thinks that possibly it is broken, so she throws it in the trash. When she was once coming out, she feels restless everywhere. She assessments the total house. However, she does not get anything. And then when she was once searching at herself in the mirror, we can additionally see the witch behind her, who used to be maintaining an eye on her. But Rachel does not see her. In addition to this, there are extra cracks on that damaged glass when her husband was once bathing. Rachel comes to him, but nevertheless she sees the same witch in the mirror, which scares her a lot and pushes her aside. Rachel used to be very upset about this. After this, she goes to get a new baby screen. The place she sees darkness. Along with that, the witch who was scaring her. Rachel receives very scared when she sees her, which intended that there must have been some bizarre things in their house, which are not only going on at home, but additionally occurring outside. Now the witch was retaining an eye on Rachel and her infant from under the mirror, and the cracks were also growing on her. Now Rachel hears her crying from her child's room. But surprise, she used to be with her. That's why she goes to test her room. The place another infant was once crying in the swing. As quickly as she gets rid of the blanket, there was once no baby there, however a toy. She was once very scared of all these things, and the doors around were also opening and closing on their own. So she goes out of the residence and sits down. When her husband comes home, she additionally tells him that I am very scared. Perhaps there is any individual internal the house. So now he goes in her with a rod and begins checking. But he additionally does not see each person there. But in a hurry, his parrot comes out of its cage and starts flying there, and by means of mistake he kills that parrot. Now this parrot used to be with him when you consider that childhood. So he used to be very sad That's when Rachel comes and takes care of him. She tells him that possibly it is my fault in all this. I'm going loopy like my sister right now, on which he explains to her that you are now not at fault in this. Your sister had long gone completely crazy, who had blanketed her kid's physique for weeks. You are now not like her at all, so don't worry. Now she tells that I see a female like a witch who scares me, on which her husband shows a woman to Rachel in the same book and asks that is this the same woman? Because I additionally noticed this when I was once bathing. And this female in the book used to be no one else but the identical witch. So they each come in a lot of tension. But by some means they decide to take care of themselves. That's something it is. We will live it together, and collectively we will end it. Now at night Rachel's husband hears the sound of his child crying from outside, while he used to be slumbering with them. So he wakes up in his sleep and goes to disguise his child and comes out of the house to the vicinity where they had thrown the book. Actually, the sound of crying used to be coming from this book, which desired to call them to her, and now her husband comes lower back with the book. When Rachel was once drowsing in the morning, she also had her child, which abruptly disappeared. The child's voice was coming from inside the sheet. That's why she starts searching for her child inside, where she finds her child but the dead witch. She was once very scared, while in reality her toddler was once surely fine, seeing which her life comes to life. The subsequent day her husband takes his toddler and leaves, because nowadays Rachel had to go for some vital work. Rachel's husband now goes to a church, where he meets a priest, while on the other side we see Rachel going to a mental hospital, where her sister was. Rachel's husband tells everything to the priest about what he had to face, and he asks about an exorcist, who is a specialist in controlling ghosts, so that he can get some help. Hearing all this, the priest tells him that this is exactly what Rachel's sister had come to ask, and now she starts off of telling him about it by way of looking at the book. There Rachel also tells the entirety to her sister, hearing which she says, "Did you sing that lullaby?" To which Rachel solutions yes, hearing which her sister gets scared and says that I had locked all that stuff, so that no one can get it. But it has come to you. You have also sung the lullaby, so now it will be very bad. And now Rachel's sister and the priest start telling about that book. So now the story of the witch and the lullaby will come to light. Now as we know, that earlier than the world used to be created, God had first created Adam and Eve. But many people say that earlier than them God had created a woman, whose name used to be Lilith, who was once very beautiful, and Adam made a specific kind of lullaby, hearing which Lilith constantly used to come to him. Lilith desired to stay with him, but because of Eve she did now not choose to live with him, and because of this mistake of Lilith, she was taken out of that vicinity and left in the jungle, after which she wandered in the jungle, and the wolves commenced living with the wolves. After which she gave birth to a deformed child which did now not look human in any way. She was no longer normal, because she was just a little human. The relaxation were like wolves. Then when the children of Adam and Eve have been born, then due to the fact they have been human and beautiful, then Lilith was once jealous of their children. That's why she commenced stealing their children. After which the technology after generation kept on stealing. And in this generation, there was once no distinct kind of child, but there were children of the entire human race who have been born from Adam and Eve. Because of this, Adam prayed to God through him in the jungle. Now as far as lullaby is concerned, so this word came to retailer from Lilith its skill that it was such a lullaby, which stored the youngsters away from Lilith by singing an everyday lullaby. She saved her adolescence from Lilith, but because she used to be very clever, that's why she performed a trick. She picked up Adam's distinctive lullaby and made some modifications in it. By studying it, she will wake up again. She will come back, and she will be successful. When any person sings it, her sister says, "I can store your child. Just get me out of here," for which Rachel agrees. There Rachel's husband asks for help from that priest, on which she says these are just stories. It's a false story, it's no longer true. Then I will not be able to assist you, and you also relax, go to sleep, I'll sleep when she makes it, everything will be okay. You can go out, you can shout. Is none different than Lilith's child. And in the beginning the child monster we noticed close to the swing who had reduced the baby's head was none other than Lilith's child. Because he too didn't like human babies, and he breaks a glass vessel in the front of Rachel's child, due to which a lot of glass shatters in front of the child, due to which he ought to get damage at any time. On the other hand, Rachel's husband sees a glimpse of Lilith in the bathroom. The baby used to be about to injure his hand with a piece of glass. That's when Rachel comes right here and stops him from doing so. Her sister was additionally with her. As quickly as she sees her, her husband asks, "Why did you carry her here?" To which she said that she can assist us, but because he concept she was once crazy, she did not like this thing. Rachel's sister says that Lilith first took my child, and then she killed my husband too. So now we have to one way or the other keep your child. Keep an eye on him all the time and preserve the glass covered, and whenever we see Lilith, we run away from there immediately. because she continues an eye on him through the glass and keeps coming from there, because that is her way to come here from her world. A man comes to Rachel's husband's house, who tells him that I am a senior priest. I have received your book and the priest you had gone to. He has instructed me that you need help. So come without delay to the tackle of the residence you have told. So he does this. He leaves for that residence immediately. Now Rachel and her sister have been taking care of the infant at home, when Rachel tells him that I don't assume I can be a properly mother. After listening to this, her sister tells him no longer to suppose like that. All this is written in your mind. This is her plan, because by way of doing this, she wishes to break your trust, after which she will without problems take your child. So it truly is why you have to be courageous and have faith. Rachel's husband reaches the tackle and meets the senior priest, who checks the ebook and tells him that someone has sung the lullaby written in it, to which he says that yes, my spouse Rachel had sung, in response to which the priest says that that's why now your child is in the sight of Lilith. So first of all you have to keep your toddler from Lilith, and yes, she does no longer directly come and take the child. She does now not kill him. In fact, her manner is like a ritual magic. By finishing it, she can reach the child. There are 3 steps in this ritual. As soon as it is completed, the door of this world opens and she comes. The first step was once to sing that lullaby. Then the 2D is to shed the blood of an animal, a fowl in the house, on which Rachel's husband immediately says that, yes, my parrot had shed blood. He is dead, which suppose that now the last 0.33 step is left to complete the ritual, and that is to shed a drop of her kid's blood. When this happens, Lilith will come to take him. That is, Lilith used to be in a position to take the infant who was once cut because of his bloodshed, and no one else does all this. But Lilith's adolescents do it, and they also broke the glass vessel in the front of Rachel's child, so that as quickly as her blood flows and the ritual is completed, Lilith comes and takes her. Now the priest offers her some distinctive variety of candles and a prayer. They additionally say that you have to examine this prayer with full faith, because Lilith is very powerful, but now not in front of faith. After that, her husband goes from there, while the priest takes her book with him, because this ebook is unsafe for the world. Their Lilith's child used to be coming to Rachel's child to put a mild cut on it, but then Rachel's eyes have been opened, so she selections up the baby in her lap. Now Rachel's sister comes to her. She says, you take some rest, till then I take care of it, but here we do no longer like her sister's intention, because she gets rid of the fabric from the bottle, which she need to no longer have done. She also hides the needle to the child, from which her blood comes out. After which she starts ingesting lorries. Rachel is very amazed to hear this and asks her, why are you doing this? On which her sister says that my child is still alive, which is with Lilith in the different world, and I favor to carry it back. When Lilith will come, she will take your child, and she will return my baby to me, and yes, I had dispatched that book to you. Since your child used to be born, I was once ready for this time, from which it was once clear that her sister had come to be her enemy. This was additionally a jealousy. She was very irritated to see this structure of her sister. That's why she assaults her. They were fighting. In the meantime, Lilith comes and takes Rachel's toddler with her. After which her sister comes at the back of Rachel. She pulls it in the bottle and takes it, which truly brought her to the world of Lilith. When her husband used to be coming home, then Lilith additionally attacks him, but he receives saved by doing jealousy. When he comes inside, he sees Rachel in the bottle, which was missing the next moment. That's why she burns all the candles and starts off of checking all the bottles. In the world of Lilith, her daughter attacks Rachel, but she receives saved from him. When her sister comes to her and says, call your daughter with full confidence, because through doing this we will be in a position to discover her, and we will be in a position to save each the children. Now as Rachel takes the name of her child, she also starts listening to her voice, whom she begins following. Lilith then comes to assault Rachel's husband, and she also extinguishes these candles, but when she starts praying with full confidence, then those candles get extinguished again, because of which Lilith goes away from there. There Rachel goes to a room, where she additionally finds her child, but then Lilith comes here, attacks her, and snatches the infant from her. Her sister had also come there, who assaults Lilith, takes the child and gives it to Rachel and tells her to run away from here. She herself begins stopping Lilith, and Lilith also kills her, when Rachel was once walking away. All the candles start breaking. To keep herself, Rachel begins running even fast. Here she was supporting her husband's voice of prayer, and now earlier than this, the candle of her house also breaks. She already crosses it and comes back. Now Lilith also starts coming out of the replicate to attack her, but now both of them together start coming away from the prayer and give up her from coming to this world. After this, it appears that everything was once quiet. Everything used to be fine, but this did now not happen, because Rachel's sister had modified her baby to her child, which ability the toddler that Rachel had saved was no longer hers, but it was her sister's, and when she tests the child, it was in reality her sister's. While her personal toddler was once still with her in Lilith's world, which makes her very sad, and now yes, her sister's aim was fulfilled. She just desired to keep her child, but she had truly long gone mad. No doubt she used to be a mother, but she did not keep this in mind, that her sister is additionally a mom of a child. After this, we see that Rachel's husband steals her book and brings it to Rachel because now these two, to convey again their child, wanted to go to Lilith's world. But now they will face now not only Lilith, but anyone else too, and she was once a new witch to be made there, who used to be no one else, however, Rachel's sister, and now she has Rachel's child, which supposed that now things are going to be worse than before and dangerous, and that's it. The movie story ends here. That was all from the video. I hope you liked it. Subscribe for more content like this and hit the like button to help us out. Also leave a comment if you want us to recap your favorite movie. Until next time, take care.